Hey guys, just going to fly through Thursday's home workout with you. So first thing as usual is our mobility work. Okay, so we are going to do a pigeon stretch. So pigeon stretch, leg out in front, letting that leg collapse out to the side, trying to keep that 90-degree angle as much as you can. Okay, so leg out, 90-degree angle with that front leg, trying not to sit down over onto one side. Okay, we want to stay up. Okay, and then from there, it is trying to think almost that I'm bringing my belly button down towards the floor as opposed to collapsing my chest forward. So I'm trying to push that belly button down towards the floor, keeping that back nice and straight, feeling it high up on the outside of that glute. So I'm going to do between 30 and 45 seconds on each side with that. Then I'm going to go into my lying pec stretch. Okay, so my lying pec stretch, again, we all know this one. Okay, hands extended out to the side, pulling one hand all the way right in. So if I'm doing my left side, left hand stays facing down. And then I'm going to step all the way right over. Okay, and then pulling that hand in towards my chest, pushing into the floor, pushing my chest forward, feeling a nice big stretch coming from my shoulder right down in towards my pec. Okay, so again, 30 seconds on each side with that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is a straddle. Okay, so we can sit on the floor, getting into a nice wide position when we're doing this. Okay, or we can sit on the edge or corner of a box. Okay, again, what I'm looking to do is reach out in front as much as I can, and then thinking of trying to bring my belly button down towards the floor as much as I can. Okay, so really pulling that down, obviously, as much as I can is very little for me. Okay, there'll be others with really good flexibility that will be able to get down a lot more. Okay, or if you have to, just sit up on the corner of a box or bench or whatever it might be to get that a little bit further into the stretch. Is that okay? After your mobility work today, there is some strength work programs, so trying to get into the strength work as much as you possibly can as well. We're going to do split squats. Okay, so we can do them body weight, we can do them weighted either. Remember, I always say this when I'm on these videos or in class or whatever it might be, with split squats, we just naturally program the rear elevated split squat, so that means foot up onto the bench, and we always put benches out, and that's the general kind of thing that we do. But there is no set rule, okay, to say that that bench must be the height. Okay, so it's not like a split squat is as your foot up on that bench. A rear elevated split squat is your foot just elevated to whatever position you are capable of doing. Okay, and actually a split squat on its own, okay, is actually off the floor. So you can go from any height kind of down towards the floor, so you can use something that's just that height to build yourself up into that kind of split squat position. Okay, so remember with a split squat, it is foot up onto the bench behind you, always making sure that you've got this gap, okay, when it's elevated between your heel and your bum. Is that okay? So keeping everything in line, making sure that knee stays out as well, okay, on that front leg when we're doing it. So that would be elevated, lowering ourselves down, okay, touch and driving back up, okay, using those glutes to keep up, and when we drive back up, making sure that leg doesn't collapse in on you. Okay, if you have to, you can just do it on the floor. All a split squat is getting down, touch, and then up, and you maintain this position so you don't step forward. Okay, so when I'm doing 6 reps, I would stay down, that position, knee is turned on and driving up, okay, onto this back leg, fully extend, so this one will never kind of straighten. So I'll do all my 6 reps, whatever it is that I'm doing in that position. Is that okay? So remember, height is not a set rule, okay, when you're doing your split squats. So we're looking for between 6 and 10 on those, body weight, weighted, and box height or whatever it is that you're using, okay, is completely up to you. After that, we have got some tricep extensions, or we've got tricep pull downs. Okay, so depending on what's available to you, okay, you can pick either of these. So the tricep extensions, okay, is taking that weight and lying down onto our bench or floor, whatever it might be. Okay, so I'm taking one weight, I'm lying down, I've got that weight in line with my ear, elbow is pointed up to the ceiling, not collapsed out to the side, okay, it is pointing up, okay, and then from there I'm going to extend my arm up, control, back down, touch, dumbbell off my shoulder, control, and back down. Is that okay? So I'm not allowing it to collapse out to the side. There is a little bit of a roll, okay, as you come forward. That's okay, a small little bit of a roll, but it's not finishing up here and throwing that weight forward. Is that okay? So if you don't have the ability to do that, okay, but you do have a band, so if you don't have a weight or something that you can manage or control that with, but you do have a band, all you're going to do is hook your band up to something overhead. You're going to hold on to your band like that, keep your elbows nice and tucked in, and then we're just going to pull down and kind of almost like we're trying to kick back through. Okay, so that position, working here, controlling and kicking all the kind of back as much as you can, just to that kind of lockout and that extension position. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you're doing with the weights, you're going to look to do between 6 and 10. If you are doing the banded, we're looking for 15 every time. Is that all right? Once you get your strength work done, it is into our Metcon. So this is what we're doing on Zoom. So Metcon today is an AMRAP 16 minutes. Okay, so it is a 16-minute AMRAP. Okay, we are looking at 15 bodyweight squats, 10 sit-ups, okay, and 5 walkouts to push-ups. Okay, so it is 15 bodyweight squats, 10 sit-ups, and 5 walkouts to push-ups. And every 2 minutes, so every 2 minutes during that time, okay, so on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14, okay, you will have to do 3 burpees. Okay, so no matter where you are in the other work, okay, you just have to stop, do 3 burpees, and then come back and continue from where you left off. Does that make sense? So our bodyweight squats, obviously 15 of these. Get into your normal stance. Don't try to all of a sudden start doing big, crazy, wide sumo stance squats. Okay, if that's not what you do, focus on what your normal stance is. Okay, turning those knees out, keeping your glutes engaged. Think of your foot like your tripod, all the way down. Just because it's body weight, I'm not going all of a sudden like this. So up nice and tall, getting right down, standing up, full extension. Okay, so ankles, knees and hips fully lock out. I'm standing completely up tall. Is that okay? So you're going to do 15 of those. Then we're going to do 10 sit-ups. Okay, so lying down, knees bent, okay, or straight and tucking yourself in, whatever version you normally do. Okay, so you'll do 10 of those. And then what new one, or we have done maybe a couple of times during lockdown and stuff, okay, is walkouts to a push-up. If you can't do bodyweight push-ups, then you'll just focus on the walkout part, okay? So all the walkouts, okay, really are is you're getting into position, you're going to start down, you're going to walk your hands out as far as your press up position, okay, and then we're going to go down, press up, and then walk your hands back in. Just, you don't have to stand up fully tall, just back till you get your legs extended and locked out. Okay, back to your toes, walk your hands all the way back out, press up, walk back in. Okay, so that's all your walkouts are, is just 5 walkouts with a push-up at the end. If you can't do the push-up, you just do the walkouts. Is that okay? That makes sense? And then every 2 minutes during that 16 minutes, it is 3 burpees, okay, every single time on the 2 minutes. So right, so you just count as many rounds as possible of the 15 bodyweight squats, the 10 sit-ups, and the 5 walkout to push-ups. That's it, guys. That is Thursday. I will see you on Zoom at 10 a.m. Talk to you then.